Good day to all my students. Today we are here to continue on the chapter Carbon Compounds Part 9, where in Part 9 and Part 10 I will be discussing on alcohols. What are alcohols? How to produce alcohols? Isomerism of alcohols, physical properties of alcohol, and in the next part 10 I will discuss on the chemical properties of alcohols. So let's start. Okay, now alcohols have the functional group, but one thing I would like you to remember is alcohols are carbon compounds, but they are not hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are exclusively alkane and alkenes only because they contain carbon and hydrogen atoms only. But here, alcohols are grouped as just carbon compounds because their functional group is hydroxyl, which is OH. Now, remember, this is not hydroxide ions. Hydroxide ions come from water molecule, but these are hydroxyl. They are more on molecule. Okay, so now, so what happens is, general formula of alcohol is CnH2n plus 1 OH. So OH, the hydroxyl group, is the functional group, which is the most reactive part of any carbon compound. Okay, now in this case, functional group, they follow the same functional group. General formula, all the members of alcohol follow the same general formula. Thus, this is one homologous series. So when the questions ask you what is the homologous series of this carbon compound, the answer will be alcohol, because the functional group is OH, hydroxyl. Now let's go to naming of alcohols and isomer. I will wrap up naming of alcohols and isomers together as we have done about isomers already. Now for your syllabus, you are required to name or know up to decanol. Okay, so decanol. Why decanol? Because we have done up to C10. Okay, C10. We have done up to C10 for alkane and alkene. So if you follow the formula, general formula, you can work up the molecular formula of an alcohol up to C10. But when it comes to isomers, students are just required to know the isomers up to butanol only. In fact, butanol is where the isomerism for alcohol starts. For instance, let's go to naming of alcohol. C1 methanol, CH3OH, C2, this is methanol, C2H5OH, this is ethanol, and C3H5OH. Okay, sorry, C3H7OH or C3, which is propanol. Okay, so now, so let's go to the isomers of propanol. Sorry, so isomers of alcohol starts not from butanol, sorry, propanol. So here, when you doing the molecular formula, you will find that here teacher highlight on the OH. Okay, so don't worry about the hydrogens. If teacher draw like this, that means technically these are all hydrogens. Okay, now I am highlighting on the isomers. So here, just imagine if this is where the OH is. Okay, if the OH is here, so this will be propan 1-ol. Why? Because it is attached to carbon 1. Now, let's go to another isomer of propanol, which is this way. Okay, teacher just highlight on the position of OH. Now this will be propan 2 ald. Why? Because the OH or the functional group, the main functional group of hydroxyl is in carbon 2. So isomers for propanol are propan 1 ald or propanol. Technically OH can be here or here. If OH is here, this carbon will be the first carbon automatically. Or OH will be attached to the second carbon. So it will be propan 2 ald. Now let's go to isomers of butanol. Okay, so butanol, since your students know how to produce the molecular formula according to the general formula, teacher will explain up to butanol only. Okay, now so C for butanol, the molecular formula C for H9OH. Now let's concentrate on the structural formula. 1, 2, 3, 4 OH. 1, 2, 3, 4 OH. 1, 2, 3 OH CH3. Now these are the three. Okay, so these are the three isomers for. There's another isomer. Okay, so these are the 4 isomers for butanol. Namely, butanol. So, butanol. So the name of this butanol will be butan 1 ald, butan 2 ald, okay, here will be 2-methyl butan 2 ald. Sorry, that means it's the same. Okay, now see how did teacher know that it is going to produce the same? The moment I see the drawing and also the moment I know that it is going to produce same name, that will be the same isomer. So even though the drawing might look different, it is the same. Okay, it look different, the name will end up the same. So again, teacher highlighting, butanol has 1, 2, 3 isomers. 2-methyl butan 2 ald, OH at the second carbon, CH3 at the second carbon. So these are the isomers of alcohol, namely butanol. And please remember, the position of OH, hydroxyl, plays the priority on the naming of the alcohol. Now let's go to how do you produce alcohol. So alcohol, if students can understand or can remember process or the chemical reaction of alkenes, you can see that alkenes are produced from like C2H4, you add water. This is technically hydration process. C2H4 add with water in the form of steam. Why? 300 degrees Celsius, 65 atm phosphoric acid. Teacher repeat, ethene reacted with steam. Okay, because in 300 degrees Celsius water long time becomes steam already. 65 atm atmospheric pressure with the presence of phosphoric acid. You have all this in your reference book. You can have a look and you will get C2H5OH, ethene. So here you can find that ethene changes to ethanol. Now this is how you produce industrially in industries. So this reaction is the fast reaction thanks to the temperature and the pressure. This is a fast reaction and produces a lot of alcohol, namely ethanol, depending on the alkene that you are using. But if you want to produce alcohol in the laboratory, usually we can produce ethanol through the process of fermentation of glucose, where this happens using zymase enzyme. Okay, zymase enzyme produces okay, so this is how you produce alcohol or ethanol, namely in the laboratory. Now this is a so slow process. Why slow process? Because you have to wait for the glucose to ferment, going through fermentation. Okay, you have to wait almost 2 to 3 days for the glucose to go through fermentation, which produces ethanol with the mixture of carbon dioxide and all that. So now if you want to get the pure ethanol, you have to go through distillation. So this is quite a long process, and you cannot guarantee that you're going to get a lot of ethanol. Okay, so let's go to, so that means production of alcohols are both which are from alkenes and by fermentation. So this can be done in laboratory. Okay. Okay, this can be done in laboratory. Now let's go to physical properties. So when you are looking at physical properties, again alcohols are covalent compounds. Thus the melting and boiling point. Okay, so physical properties, you can say that melting and boiling point are relatively low, and that is the reason why alcohols are volatile and they are liquid in room temperature, but eventually it will gradually increase. Okay, it will gradually increase. Why it gradually increases? Because the amount of carbon atom increases towards going down the alcohol homologous series. So that is the reason why melting and boiling point, the relatively low melting and boiling point increases when going down the family members. Now, number 2, let's go to density. So we know that alcohol is less denser compared to, okay, alcohol is less dense. Okay, lower than water. But depending on the amount of carbon atoms, if the molecule is a huge molecule, the density increases. Third is solubility. Solubility is very subjective. So solubility, methanol, ethanol and propanol, the first three, methanol, ethanol and propanol, they are very soluble in water. Okay, so methanol C1 up to C3, methanol, ethanol, propanol are very soluble in water. Okay, so very soluble. But towards increase of carbon atoms, okay, it is not very soluble, so hard to dissolve. Okay, so it is very hard to dissolve according to the increase of the carbon atoms. Ethanol, methanol, propanol, they are soluble, but hexanol may not be that soluble, as not be as soluble as propanol, ethanol or methanol. So this is what I have to discuss regarding alcohol. In our next video, I will discuss on the chemical properties of alcohol. So keep on watching teacher's video. Till then, take care and see you all.